Really had a good start, but the last two races has been Martin Brundle's had the upper hand, and we may well see this pattern continuing, particularly, of course, as the next Grand Prix takes place at Silverstone, and there is a track that Martin Brundle knows very well indeed, and the psychological advantage does appear to be swinging.
Now, to coin a phrase, I've said this before, and I'm now going to say it again. In my opinion, Damon Hill is a very much underestimated driver, notwithstanding the fact that he's coming up, hopefully, from his point of view, to his 19th Grand Prix victory in his 60th Grand Prix. Now, that is nearly a strike rate of 1 in 3 victories. It is an absolutely superb performance by any standards and matches some of the greatest of all time. It compares more than well with Michael Schumacher, and Damon Hill is almost home now. He's coming through to complete his 70th lap. To start, he's into now his last lap but one.
Now, apart from being another win for Damon Hill, this will also be the 90th Grand Prix victory for the Williams team. Now, currently, the all-time record is held by Ferrari on 106, but when one looks at the actual number of Grand Prix won per Grand Prix started as a percentage, Williams are well on top, having won 25%. That's 1 in 4, of course, of every Grand Prix they've ever entered. Quite a staggering performance. Second is, in fact, McLaren, who won 23% of their Grand Prix, with Ferrari back having won 18%.
And while we're throwing statistics at you, here's another one. If either Hill or Villeneuve win this race, it will be the 50th Williams victory with a Renault engine. Another superb performance. So, lap 51, you're watching the man in second place. The massed ranks of French spectators are going to be very happy when they go home, because it certainly looks like being French Renault engines in the first 4 places, and French Peugeot engines in 8th and 9th places with Brundle and Barrichello. As they approach the start of the last lap, Damon Hill has got a commanding 11.5-second lead over his teammate. There is the battle between 3rd and 4th, Alesi and Berger, coming to the 180 with about half a lap to go to start their last one. Hakkinen and Coulthard are still 5th and 6th, and here is Damon Hill.
Damon Hill positively cruising now, the Williams team getting ready for Hill to take the victory after what's been an absolutely superb race for him. The challenge that might have come from Schumacher came to nothing when the continuation of the recent Ferrari pantomime took Schumacher out on the formation lap. Behind Hill, Villeneuve has recovered well from being 6th on the grid to take 2nd place, whilst Benetton have done a great bit of teamwork to get both their drivers up in the top 4, Alesi 3, Gerhard Berger 4th, while McLaren 2 are showing that they've been hard at work improving their car. Hakkinen is back on form in 5th, and David Coulthard picking up the final point in 6th place.
Out of the 180 into the Nürburgring bends. Damon has only got a few corners left now. There are the Imola turns. The next right-hander that he goes round is the Chateau d'Eau, which leads into the drop down to the chicane. This is 150 miles an hour. Here is the chicane coming up. You'll see the last corner of the last lap, and at Magny-Cours, France, Damon Hill wins the French Grand Prix, his 6th victory of the year, and it increases his World Championship lead over his teammate Jacques Villeneuve to a massive 25 points. Villeneuve, we're with him now, finishes in 2nd place. Alesi and Berger, I'm sure, will be coming through in 3rd and 4th places for Benetton to give Renault that 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th finish that they must have been praying for at their home track in France. So there is Gerhard Berger, and you can see that Jean Alesi is in front of him in formation. Down to the last corners come the 2 Benettons. Williams leads, Williams 2nd, Benetton 3rd, Benetton 4th. The mass ranks of Benetton mechanics cheer their drivers home, and Gerhard Berger passes Jean Alesi on the run-down lap.
35 dealers and 2,000 new and used vehicles and over 10 acres. At Car City, we have the right vehicle to suit every member of the family.
Keep your eyes open for a bargain. Car City.
Tomorrow at Kmart, all men's, ladies and children's clothing, sleepwear and footwear will fall by a massive 25%. So don't hang around. Get 25% off all clothing, sleepwear and footwear. Tomorrow only at Kmart.
Is it true you can keep going all night on one glass of milk?
Oh, too right. But 2 glasses are even better.
Milk. Are you getting enough?
At Optus, we're just 4 years old, but you'd be amazed at what we've built. Piece by piece, we've created one of the world's most advanced telecommunications networks. Now it's yours to enjoy. So go ahead, because calling a distant friend has never been so affordable, and local calls will be too. Watching TV has never been more entertaining. Choosing innovative products and services has never been as simple. And imagine surfing the net. Well, the way we see it, life is only going to get better, because at Optus, even though we're ready, we've only just begun. Yes.
Well, I need a set of driving lights.
What you want is a set of Nava Maxim driving lights. With these stylish European manufactured lamps, you'll get improved light output via a highly polished long-life metal...
Want to know more? Ask a professional. Auto Pro. Call 1327776.
This kit includes 2 lamps, 2 lens protectors.
Wednesday night at the movies.
Did you see what I see?
Get ready to be blown away.
No, 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 no.
This is no twister.
Wind speeds over 300 miles per hour.
This is a full force.
Guts of pants sometimes over a mile an hour.
Movie thriller.
The storm is headed straight for us.
For the first time on television.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that's good for you.
15.
Tornado. Wednesday, 8:30 on 9.
And our apologies to our British viewers for chopping there on the national anthem. Unfortunately, the French have cut to that, so that's out of our control. There's the trophy. Jones, the interesting thing out of this, great-looking trophy, by the way, is that last year there was no champagne sprayed in this race, and there is some talk, and we'll have to find out the reason why, that the French feel it's such a waste that they don't like it being shown. Now, whether that's fact or not, I don't know, but it wasn't sprayed last year.
Well, given the fact that the gentleman that's presenting the trophies is Jean-Marie Balest, who is, or was, and probably still is the scourge of Formula One, he probably has banned it in the unlikelihood that he might get sprayed with a bit, because he's actually done sillier things in his life. He did the Spanish Grand Prix once, and there wasn't a chair for his wife, so he discounted the Spanish Grand Prix.
Which you won.
So he's a bit of a boy, so maybe I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the reasons.
Well, there we are, Damon Hill acknowledging the crowd. Villeneuve, Lacey. It's a nice feeling in Formula One now. There's that sort of, they're never mates, of course, but I mean, it's a lot better than what we used to have when one had faced that way and one had faced that way. And
bit of aggro.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. You would never like that, though, of course. All right, well, let's recap the championship for you. The drivers' points, the...
Well, there you go. Damon Hill from his teammate Villeneuve, Lacey from his teammate Berger, and Hakkinen from his teammate Coulthard.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, World Drivers' Championship. Well, Damon's really consolidating now. 63 over 38 from his teammate Villeneuve. Schumacher third, Lacey fourth, Coulthard fifth, and Hakkinen in sixth
Now,
place.
there is a chance, because he's won 6, there is a chance that Senna and Nigel Mansell have won 9, that he could break that this year with a bit of luck.
Well, there's 7 more races to go, and the form that he's showing this year and the way those Williams are going, there's every likelihood he could actually break the record.
But look at this one.
Well, the Constructors' Championship, 101 from 35 over Ferrari and Benetton. McLaren 26, Ligier 5th, and Sauber Ford in 6th place with 10 points.
Well, in our last program, we put you behind the wheel of that incredible Lamborghini Diablo. That was something else. Well, tonight we hope you enjoy this review of the sensational Ferrari 355. Last time round, we put you behind the wheel of one of Germany's finest engineering feats, the Porsche 911 Turbo. Well, if you've got some red blood in your veins and you're ready to rock and roll, AJ and I this time round are going to road test the Ferrari 355. Well, AJ, I guess this is like the answer to my fantasy, isn't it? A Ferrari and you driving me.
What more could any man want?
The idea, of course, what we want to do with this car is just to evaluate what a Ferrari is. Very few people have the chance to drive one. What do you feel about the available power?
Well, like most exotic, high-powered motor cars, it's got an abundance of power. It's got a very nice gearbox, very smooth gearbox, very easy. The old clunky going, I mean, the days of Ferrari, I mean, you had to sort of drive them for half the day until the gearbox got warm enough for you to go into second gear. That's all finished. It's a lovely gearbox, good brakes. It's a very tractable little car.
Now, an open gate gearbox, I mean, that's something that the average motorist would never have to contend with.
No, but it's fairly heavily sprung, so even though there is a significant gate there, it virtually falls into the gear for you. If you just change gear and let it have its head, the springs will virtually take it in for you.
I guess a lot of people would be surprised about the dashboard layout. There's not a lot of, like, extra clocks and gauges, that sort of stuff.
No, well, I don't believe in all of that anyway, and in fact, I think we're not too far away from the day where everything will be digital. I mean, I know that in all the racing cars now, analog gauges, for instance, are a thing of the past. There is no analog gauges. Everything is digital, and I think that that's the way we're heading in road cars as well.
What about a car like this, the way it's sprung suspension-wise?
Well, I think it's great. I think that it sits very flat on the road. It's got excellent brakes. It handles very well, but they haven't really detracted too much from the comfort part of it. It still rides quite well, don't you think?
Oh, fantastic. The seats are beautiful. They really do hold you, but the brakes are good, aren't they? I mean, we might just show people at home just how well they work down in this next corner, because you can just get on them so late, and really this is a product of racing, isn't it?
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and yeah, we'll just get on them now.
Watch this, just bang. I mean, your car would never ever pull up.
A little bit of ABS there right towards the very end.
Yeah.
But all that unmistakable Ferrari noise too, listen to it. Beautiful.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon the funniest thing is they can spend all this money to buy all this motor car and you don't get a radio. You know what I noticed too? I mean, we've got the top off this car, windows up, and there's very little movement in the cabin as far as air goes.
Yeah, well, most modern open cars now have really got that down pat. I mean, the days of having the top off and having your hair blown everywhere and not be able to hear each other, that's gone. I mean, we are now proper open-top motoring and we can talk quite normally.
You're saying my Cadillac's out of doubt?
Mate, your Cadillac is a dinosaur.
Thank you. Always so kind, isn't he? Wasn't that an experience? Fantastic, beautiful motor car. And our special thanks to Peter Burrows. He's a very brave man because he actually let me drive it too. And our good friends at Eastern Creek for making that day possible. And let me tell you, it was a very, very good day. And more cars to come, so I hope you're enjoying those things. AJ had a ball on the wet track. He really did give it the business, didn't he? Now, the Royal Flying Doctor Service has been raising money to help assist the outback of Australia, the areas that we don't relate to here in the city, in Australia for so many years. Now, last year, you may remember, we raffled a Ferrari 512 TR. Well, this year, the magnificent 355, the car that you saw there in a slightly different version, this is the Spider version. Now, it's valued over at $313,000. Only 1,400 tickets will be sold between now and August at a cost of only $400 each. Now, think of the odds. They're not bad. They're very good, in fact. It may be the only way some of us will ever get the chance to win one. Now, to obtain a ticket, just phone this number that's now on your screen. Very, very important. They'll give you all the information you need, and it's a great car for a great cause, the Flying Doctor Service. And I mean, last year we sold these tickets out pretty quickly. It sounds a lot of money, but I mean, look at the car.
Well, it's the odds. The odds are good. You bought a ticket last year. I bought one. I'm going to buy one this year.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is similar to the one you were flinging around there with Gay Abandon, I might add, but this is the Spider version. Hasn't got the rear window and that, but just magnificent.
Pretty car. You'd look it up in Terrigal on that, days.
I would look at it anywhere.
You could fit in it.
Okay, well, just looking back when we talk about this today, Ferrari now, I mean, they've had that problem again tonight. They would have to go back now and really do some serious thinking.
I think they've been doing serious thinking all year, quite frankly. I think they've been putting in an enormous amount of work. And, I mean, their workload probably is more than any Formula One team at the moment because Schumacher would be putting enormous demands on them. But, yeah, I mean, they're having a bad trot at the moment, but I keep saying this, they will come good. They're too good.
Alrighty, now just to remember what keeps coming up here, the big motor races, they keep on happening here on Nines Wide World of Sports, the British Formula One Grand Prix, one of the great races every year. That's on Sunday, July 14, 11 p.m, but check your guides right around Australia for that because that can vary slightly. Also the bike races, Mick Doohan, isn't he going in just sensational fashion? That's the German race, again, always a good one, July 8. Now that's at 5 a.m. in the morning, so just remember that, 5 a.m. again, check your local guides. Well, have a safe trip home. I hope my ticket is a better number than your ticket. They all go in a barrel. One can win it if you're a bit game. I know one guy bought $2,000 worth last year and won the car, but you've only got to buy one to win it, $400, and that could be yours. We'll see you next time round on Nines Wide World of Sports.
The 1996 Formula One Grand Prix Series, proudly brought to you by Valvoline, AutoPro, the parts professionals, and Car City, Ringwood. Tired of Melrose? Then try this for size.
Oh, my God.
We have a hostile company takeover. The year's most interesting wedding.
Do you, Alan, take this woman, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, come on, let's get this over with.
Men fighting over women.
He managed to get me fired just now. I don't know what you're babbling about.
Women fighting over men.
Why don't you step out of those wet clothes and into a dry martini?
Tuesday at 9:30.
Time to find out how the story ends.
The final episode of the current series, Central Park West on 9.
songs that fall from the backing tape, a certain texture, that certain smell brings home the heavy day, brings home the nighttime swell. Out on the patio we'd sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over Kingfield, laugh and think that this is Australia.
Tonight, the Brisbane Broncos host the Parramatta Eels. Your commentators are Ray Warren and Gary Belcher.
And welcome to ANZ Stadium now for this round 13 match of the day. The home side, the Broncos, looking to get back in a winning vein up against the Parramatta Eels. There's the Broncos team. 3 changes from last weekend. Kahn, Hancock, Renouf, Smith, Ross, Lockyer, Langer, Ryan, Lazarus, Thorne, G, Kerrod Walters, Webke. Wayne Bennett, the coach. Lazarus will pack into the second row. Dean Player's back. Adam Ritson is out. The Eels, winners, 4 out of their last 5. Big winners over Canberra in Sunday football last weekend. Maben, Mann, McCracken, Woods, Lawler, Blackett, Freeman, Smith, Morgan, Spence, Pay, Raper and Johnston. Ron Hilditch, the coach. David Manson's in charge. In front of a reasonable crowd. And Brisbane to run from left to right. The breeze is very strong, coming across the ground from a westerly direction as McCracken takes it out on the first play. Breeze fractionally favouring Parramatta in the first half. Johnston, driving tackle from Andrew G. And now back for Pay. 39 kilometres per hour, that breeze. So it's going to make passing quite difficult. 21 degrees in Brisbane. Jason Smith now with a rush down the blind side, ending with Lawler and also ending with Jason Smith on his back. Now Freeman using the breeze. And then Willie Kahn in the number 1 shirt comes back to be tackled 28 metres out from his line, and Kerrod Walters unloads for Langer to go across, and then Lockyer to hold her back, and now to Hancock in a surge down the flank. Hancock, Spence, he's beaten Spence, he comes back into the centre. Beautiful promotion of the football by the Broncos. Kerrod Walters away now to the 20, back for Hancock again, and the Eels hang on.
A couple of times now, Hancock needing support on that first run down the flank after he beat Dean Pay. But now on the right, a bit of space here.
Lockyer goes around the back looking for Renouf. He almost lost it. He's able to get it away. Brad Thorne takes it down to the 20-metre line and is held there by Lawler. Now, 18 metres out, and Ryan uses the number 12, which is Webke. The Broncos on the last tackle now, across through the hands of Lazarus, into Langer, around the back for Kahn, quick hands, knocked on by Renouf. And Manson will put a scrum down, 15 out.
The change over there called by Manson. Steve Renouf should have taken this pass, a real nice ball from Willie Kahn, catching and passing just behind Renouf on the burst. A little bit harsh on him there, probably not the best of passes, but just one play to beat for him and Michael Hancock.
Change over and not a scrum. It was on the last tackle. Gary Belcher is with me today as Peter Johnston plays the ball and they come wide quickly for Freeman. A dubious pass for Smith, equally to David Woods, and Woods turns it back inside. Smith is there to back up. Lawler's in front. He's leading the race, but here's a Bronco coming down the ground. Darren Smith got back there. 15 out from their line. They turn defence into attack. So the Broncos are 25 out from their own line.
Well, Jason Smith only had to draw Willie Kahn and pass the ball then, and a certain try looming for Parramatta. Only Peter Ryan chasing, but he elected to kick it forward. A bit of a strange decision, I thought.
Andrew G then forced down under this tackle from Raper and Pay. Now a high ball, and then Langer. Webke was hit hard, loses the ball. That's bad, really, coughing up possession on your own end of the park as Maybon comes in from the back. 35 metres out from the Brisbane Broncos line. Johnston now, one of the star players in the win against Canberra last Sunday. Could have easily been the man of the match. Matthew Spence got the award. He's in this one today looking for another big one. Freeman then, second man play. Smith and then David Woods. And Woods running into the shoulder of Peter Ryan, the ever-reliable shoulder. And David Woods, 28 out from the Broncos line. And this is the second row forward, Morgan. And the Eels have looked quite smart. This is the last as Raper scoops it off the ground for Smith to give. Woods is going to lose it. No, he's able to get it away miraculously. Smith puts it into the corner. Oh, that was close. A race between Lawler and Ross. But it was quick thinking by Jason Smith.
Was the ball being juggled there? Smith, no option but to put it there. Lawler was over. If this ball stayed in the field of play, Robbie Ross was nowhere near him. The kick beat him to the sideline.
So a couple of very good chances have gone for the Eels. Langer works it in and then, gives a shocking pass. It finished up on the second bounce with Willie Kahn. That breeze is going to have an effect on passing today, but it had little to do with what happened then to Alan Langer. That's good driving defence by McCracken, putting Renouf away. And then Kerrod Walters finding Andrew G, and the penalty goes against the Eels. He's got them inside the 10. He marks the spot, and now they'll find the line off the boot of Darren Lockyer. Not such a bad crowd, but of course way down. And the crowd that these two sides attracted to open ANZ Stadium, really, as a rugby league venue. That was back in '93. And the Eels didn't read the script that day or that night. They won the match. In fact, the Broncos haven't beaten the Eels here at ANZ Stadium. Darren Smith playing it back for Kerrod Walters to come over, and then it goes from Langer onto Lazarus, and then Lockyer, and then a lofted pass. One of them came out of the line. Now, Renouf tries to hurt them. Robbie Ross tries to carry it on. And they're 8 metres out from the Parramatta line. Played back quickly for Lockyer. He goes wide for his captain. Langer! Oh, Alfie puts it under the bar. Well, that all started on the blind side when one of the Eels came out of the line. Renouf and Ross tried to hurt them, but eventually the captain did the job on them.
Well, a nice quick play the ball here from Robbie Ross after that bust. The crowd love to see this. Langer coming across field. Spence, who was just caught on the back foot. Blackett couldn't cover it up, and the little fella strolled through.
Willie Kahn from right in front. And kicking very well for a stopgap kicker. 6-0 Brisbane over Parramatta.
On A Current Affair, shoppers beware, use by date.
You have to throw it out, don't you?
There's a lot of unnecessary wastage.
Are they really protecting our health?
Food poisoning complaints are frequently from products that are past their use by date.
Or are we throwing away perfectly good food?
Use by date, don't use it.
We test what's in your shopping trolley.
I don't listen to manufacturers.
Plus our real-life ERT.
They can be here for days on end.
Around-the-clock heart unit.
It's all very exciting.
Giving people a second chance.
We've got a dead again.
This week on A Current Affair.
Cheers. Facing the impossible.
It's what has inspired this man to achieve what others never have before. And it's what inspires Motorola to create new and improved cellular technology, which in turn can help you achieve more. Maybe even the impossible. Motorola, what you never thought possible.
I'm falling into you.
The brilliant talent of Celine Dion, Falling Into You. Australia, you made it #1. 16 brand new tracks, including the first single, Falling Into You. All by Myself. And the brand new single, Because You Love Me. If you were touched by Celine's last album, you'll absolutely love Falling Into You.
A leaky pipe or cracked foundation is not only messy, it often means an expensive repair job. Well, now, thanks to Leak Sealer, the super effective all-purpose sealant, you can put an end to leaking pipes. Permanently seal cracks in walls and foundations, quickly, easily, and for just a small fraction of what a professional would charge. Leak Sealer is always ready to use. All you do is just shake, point, and spray. Instantly, you have a permanent bonded seal. Just watch. We'll let water run through this household vegetable strainer. Now we'll spray the strainer with Leak Sealer. And look, not a drop of water comes through the strainer. It's been completely sealed watertight. Best of all, Leak Sealer works on any surface. Use it to insulate around windows and doors, then paint right over it. Leak Sealer will not crack, peel, or become brittle. All-purpose Leak Sealer is guaranteed to perform to your complete satisfaction. If you don't agree it's the easiest, quickest way to seal cracks and leaks, simply return it to place of purchase for full refund.
Available at these stores now.
Another lot? You've got to be kidding. I just sent a load of new Falcons to the warehouse.
Well, they're not new, mate. They're ex-Ford executive models. I got a load of ex-Ford program vehicles, hardly been used.
They look brand new.
Still under warranty. Buyers will save thousands.
You know where to go?
New Oakley's warehouse, Lever Street, Oakley.
Melbourne's only warehouse just for ex-Ford exec program vehicles and demonstrators.
Uncover the truth in Exposé.
Tonight from Wimbledon 96, Australia's own Patrick Rafter faces his biggest challenge when he goes up against Goran Ivanisevic, plus fellow Aussie Jason Stoltenberg, Pete Sampras and more. 10:35 tonight, live on 9.
Crazy game, this Rugby League. At times, what you're seeing unfolding in front of you bears little relationship to the scoreboard sometimes. Such was the case in the opening of this game, with Parramatta looking sharp and looking dangerous. But then Brisbane laid on a try. 6-0 then, and Brisbane bringing it back off their own 20-metre line as G goes up and is met by a three-man Parramatta tackle, including Freeman and Morgan. And from Walters, it's with Langer to the back for Thorne, and then he ran over the top of Jared McCracken, the young State of Origin second rower. He's 32 metres out from his own line, and McCracken, Langer passing from the ground. But you'll find that Allen is saying, my arms didn't touch the ground.
Aaron Raper making the tackle on Langer. Well, his arms did, and Raper's still hanging on. There's the problem. He's still hanging on the tackle.
So it's Parramatta in a game that has been full of chances for both sides. Spencer's now lost it without any help. Oh no, he said it has been. It's been raked out, he says. Manson, that is. And a penalty to Parramatta.
You'd have to expect him to take the two, as Alfie asked Dave Manson what the problem is. Spence in the tackle. Webke over the top. See his arm on the ball, the left hand, and just pulling down on it. That's why it popped out. Dave Manson's had some tough decisions, but I think he's got them all right so far today. Webke's forced that out.
Chris Lawler then. Chance to reduce that margin, and it's a good kick. High and straight between the big sticks. 6-2 Brisbane over Parramatta now. So at 6 points to 2. Brisbane get us going again, and Freeman sending it back via McCracken. Just inside the 20-metre line. A game full of action, plenty of mistakes, but nevertheless it's an entertaining game as Raper's pass was knocked on by Dean Pay, so Brisbane get a great opportunity here.
If they do, Parramatta are keen to shift the ball fairly quickly. Raper with the pass out now for Pay. It perhaps has just gone forward a little bit before Maybon cleaned it up.
Langer having a little word to Renoff. Oh, Khan! Willie Khan! Now got the pass away to Mick Hancock. Hancock scores. Oh, terrible miss out there by one of the Parramatta players.
The fullback play doesn't come much better than that. Willie Khan just coming across from the scrum. They've got numbers. In fact, it's 4 defenders with a 5th one coming. Willie Khan stepping straight through 2 of them and offloading before Spence can clean him up. Michael Hancock likes him that easy.
There's probably no more difficult angle than the one Willie Khan has got here. There's his kick. He tried to bring it around, but the breeze is much too strong. 10-2 now. The home side up over Parramatta. Well, Jason Smith will be ruining a couple of occasions in this match so far. And that tackle that he missed on Willie Khan, he'll have to get that out of his mind as soon as he can. Parramatta player is down injured as Brisbane bring it back to the 20-metre line, and the referee has called timeout. Evan Manson's concerned about Aaron Raper. What happened?
Here's the big hit up from the kick-off from Brad Thorne. He's put the hip into Raper, and Raper looks like Thorne may have landed on his head as he's come down. His head's hit the ground, or maybe the impact with Thorne, one of those, I think, may have knocked him out.
Now, Glenn Lazarus out to the 30-metre line. Andrew G running into the shoulder there of Peter Johnston, who can peel off the big shots. Mick Hancock, scorer of 1 try and probably should have scored a second. He's just beyond the 40-metre line as the Parramatta defenders get out of the way. Then Langer steps away from 2 of them, drops it onto the right boot, and it goes down to Maybon, and Langer puts everybody on side. Personal contribution from Langer, excellent. 40 metres out from their own line now, the Eels, with Justin Morgan. And Thorne is underneath, and Renoff is over the top. 10 points to 2. 2 tries, both scored by the Broncos. The Eels have had a couple of chances. And now Johnston decides to take it straight at Jared Walters, but Webke catches up with him from behind. Morgan, Freeman, Pays outside him, but so too is Morgan. And Morgan pulled down on 5, 32 metres away from the Broncos line. Jason Smith combines with Dean Pay, and then Nathan Barnes, and now Chris Lawler. He centre kicks. There's a chance here. I think it's more than a chance. It's a try. Scored by Parramatta's Jason Smith.
They have been very dangerous down the left-hand side of the park. Smith it was coming out of dummy half, who sent it back. The long ball out wide. Comes inside the law. I thought he would have almost taken Willie Khan on there. Khan only a couple of metres from the line, but it's paid off. A good kick through, and Smith up the middle. Just watch this pass coming out wide. Very good selective passing. Back inside through to Lawler. The left foot kick just gets around Willie Khan. Khan helpless to get to that. No,
it's Chris Lawler's try. So a flurry of hands, and the referee has ruled that Chris Lawler scored the try, and then he converts. So 10 points to 8 now, Brisbane over Parramatta.
7:30 tonight on Water Rats.
This can't go on.
It's too late for that, sweetheart.
A mystery that will rock the force.
Got an unidentified floater.
A body.
She really took quite a beating. Whoever did this really wanted to hurt.
A reluctant witness.
I saw you both together the other day.
What are you talking about? What other day?
Without an alibi.
You don't believe anyone's going to think you had anything to do with this.
Reputations are on the line.
What do you think he's been up to?
Nothing. He's the best there is.
On Water Rats. Tonight, 7:30 on Channel 9.
Is it true you can keep going all night on one glass of milk?
Oh, too right. The 2 glasses are even better.
Milk. Are you getting enough?
The Paris Mickey stock take sale is now on. All stock must go. Save an incredible 30 to 50% off all frames. Paris Mickey savings continue with a huge 20% off all lenses. The Paris Mickey stock take sale. Hurry, 4 weeks only.
Brakes Plus means brakes only. We repair and service your brakes while you wait in our advanced workshop using only qualified brake technicians. We'll give your car a full brake reline for only $32.50 per wheel. That includes quality disc pads, all linings and machining. You could pay up to double anywhere else. Ask about our lifetime guarantee. Don't trust your brakes to just anyone. Brakes Plus means brakes only. There's an outlet near you.
Odd Man Out. It's the snowboarding video that shreds. It's the CD that screams with Bush. Ash. Radiohead. And Oasis. 18 sounds for surfing the earth. Odd Man Out, CD and video. Only from Sony.
This is CLR Clear, an amazing product that instantly dissolves calcium and lime stains that you can't scrub away. If your shower head is shooting everywhere but down, dip it in CLR and look at the difference. No amount of scrubbing was able to remove the stains from this coffee decanter, but a little CLR and water gets it crystal clean instantly. Watch how Clear wipes away hard water film from tile. Make shower doors shine crystal clear. CLR instantly removes unsightly rust stains from your bathtub, sink and toilet bowl. And nothing cleans your coffee maker, tea kettle or pots and pans faster or better. Get CLR. It will work for you or your money back. CLR Clear. Available from these leading outlets.
G'day, it's Dipper for Jimmy's and Forges. Heard the news? We're back in business, bigger and better than ever. Plus, we're opening a brand new Jimmy store in Coburg this Monday. So grab your catalogue now and save on bargains like these. Ladies wool blend coats, only $99.99 each. Bananas, and children's novelty towels, only $2.99. Men's trench coats, only $29.99. Yeah! Remember, sale starts Monday at all Jimmy's and Forges, including the new Jimmy's Coburg. Be there.
It's a class reunion, and the claws are out.
Oh, Lois's nightmare to begin.
A vendetta cuts Superman down to size.
Over here. Clark?
I look like Mighty Mouse. But it doesn't end there.
Goodbye, Lois.
Lois and Clark, 7:30 Tuesday on 9.
Brisbane, the Broncos with the restart. Such a bad kick, really, considering the breeze is slightly with Parramatta. McCracken plays it now, and Johnston takes the second play away for Parramatta. 17 is Campbell. Oh!
Woods has knocked it on. Lockyer goes for it. I don't know that it touched his hands. The referee's asking the question, and he's ruled a knock on.
Well, the linesman's come in to talk to Dave Manson about something, perhaps to confirm what he ruled. Let's have a look at it here. Lockyer chases this drop ball. His hands were near it. Hard to tell from there whether he's touched it or not. It certainly hit his knees. Manson has ruled a knock on.
But Brisbane with a golden opportunity. Oh, that's an awful pass, but Darren Smith did well. 27 metres out from the line. His centre partner goes away with it now.
Renoff, wrapped up by David Wood. And then Andrew G. 15 out right in the centre of the ground. And then, the pass back inside from Lazarus goes to ground. And Campbell is with it for Parramatta.
Not a good ball from Lazarus. Pass before he looked. The ball back inside to Webke, a bit tough to take. Just passes just out front of Shane Webke. Too hard for him to take.
And now Dean Pay takes it ahead to be met by Brad Thorne. Thorne working very hard in defence. And now a great pass from Gary Freeman finds Justin Morgan. As Parramatta push on towards the halfway, Jason Smith offloads. And David Wood's going nowhere. Aaron Rafer's okay. About to come back into the game. As Freeman puts it high and down over the head of Willie Kahn. The wind is doing some treacherous things with the ball.
And Hancock loses it. Parramatta screaming for support, but the referee has found a knock-on.
He's found a knock-on from both teams. Otherwise, Freeman keen to offload the ball. Here's Hancock stepping back inside. A couple of defenders on him. He loses it. Well, I don't think it's come forward off of any Parramatta player, and that should have been play on.
This is Mackenzie. Played here in Brisbane prior to coming to Parramatta. Now from Freeman. Jason.
Oh, Peter Johnson! Badly needing somebody with him. Jason Smith and Dean Pay, they combine. Pay a metre out. Aaron Rafer's looking for Jason Smith. Rafer goes himself. He's over. Aaron Rafer has been back on no more than 60 seconds. And he puts Parramatta in front.
It's around the ruck area that they're causing a lot of trouble. Brad Thorne coming up a little bit too soon. Just leaving a hole on the inside.
Chris Lawler scored a try earlier. Now attempts conversion. It looks beautiful. It certainly is if you're a Parramatta supporter. 14-10. Darren Lockyer starts again. Adventurous kick. In fact, I'm surprised he was able to get so much length on it. Freeman held down. McCracken. That is Johnston. And the penalty goes to Parramatta.
Gerard Walters lying in the ruck there while Johnson's trying to get up and play the ball. It was a good hit up. They're getting a bit of a roll on the Eels, and Johnson keen to play it quickly. Freeman with a quick tap, and now Maybon in it again.
Well, I doubt that all those Broncos, or some of those Broncos involved in the tackle, had got back the 10. Raper there. And through from Morgan, finding Dean Pay. And Pay, good run. Right up the centre to the halfway line. Raper using now Mackenzie. Mackenzie for Freeman. Freeman beats the tackle of the Bronco and then is pulled down. Pulled down by Robbie Ross. And here's Morgan again. Parramatta making easy meters now. They've got a good roll on. This is the last. And now Blackett puts it high. And Kahn. Willie Kahn coming down successfully. This is Darren Smith. Held by Mackenzie.
Here's a take from Kahn just to be on the safe side, getting a jump. But
here they go, the Broncos. Half-time is nearly with us as they go down the ground with Renoff. Renoff's got support coming. He won't need the support. Renoff scores. A great run made, though, by Chris Johns has led to the try. But the pearl has scored a pearler.
And got them back level on the board. Long ball out from Lockyer. John's in a big hole. He's beaten the cover and just waited here for Renoff, knowing he's the quickest man on the field. And Renoff, Gary Freeman's done well to stay with him, in fact, to stop him getting it under the posts. He scores plenty of them.
So Renoff has taken himself to equal leading try scorer. The conversion is there from Willie Kahn, and Brisbane take a 16-14 lead to the Sheds. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Beware, this is Danger TV, a riveting special revealing the world's most dangerous.
The snake just attacks repeatedly.
There are risks you should not take.
Anything can go wrong.
Places you should not go.
It's shaking the ground we're standing on.
Thrills you should not seek.
It's something that we love doing.
Adrenaline-charged action where one tiny slip could be your last. Real stories, real people, real danger. World's Most Dangerous premieres 8:30 Tuesday on Channel 9.
For babies facing life's challenges for the first time, Gerber has a range of first foods. As babies grow, their needs change, and so does Gerber, with a range of second foods. When babies are ready to put their best foot forward into their future, the Gerber feeding plan moves on to third foods. And when Gerber babies become parents, they too can choose Gerber, where babies come first.
This month in the Women's Weekly, Elle finally tells, "My love life is so embarrassing." Dies stalker, wife reveals her husband's obsession. Liz Hayes bravely faces death. Name our baby rhino and win a safari. The Women's Weekly. For women who want it all.
Looking for a bargain? Come on into Traderama for quality second-hand products with warranties, all at bargain prices. We've got TVs and VCRs, camera gear, musical instruments, sporting goods, hi-fi and CDs, power tools, household electrical, and a great selection of jewellery. And Traderama also pays you cash on the spot for the things you no longer need. So for great prices and instant cash, remember Traderama, where you'll always get a lot more for a lot less.
The Mag Wheel Centre is the place for mag wheels. Absolutely the biggest range of high-performance wheels and tyres in the Southern Hemisphere. All sizes, all brands. VBS, Simmons, ROH, plus the best the rest of the world has to offer, always at sensational prices. There's quality performance accessories and they'll customise anything. They're the experts. The Mag Wheel Centre, 427 Smith Street, Fitzroy. Way to go!
A secret about Sunraysia 100% natural prune juice. Mandy's a high flyer. Melbourne one day, New York the next. With her hectic international lifestyle, she drinks Sunraysia 100% natural prune juice, hot or cold, to keep her vital and on the go. Endorsed by the National Heart Foundation as a heart food, Sunraysia 100% natural prune juice. With dietary fibre, calcium, iron, potassium and vitamin C. Sunraysia 100% natural prune juice. Mandy's secret for the high flyer in everyone.
It's the final episode in the current series.
Perhaps this can wait.
No! And it's also the most dramatic.
Time to find out how the story ends.
A real eye-opener.
Oh, my God.
CPW, Tuesday on 9.
Welcome back now for the second half of this clash between Brisbane and Parramatta. Ooh. Glenn Lazarus with a touch of the old acrobat.
He's a bit of an athlete, isn't he? You can see why Lazarus, who's now milked a penalty from the first tackle of the second half. Boy, he was shoved back to the second row with Webke coming into the front row. A little bit more mobile. Have a look at him here. That's great hands for a big fella. And here's the penalty now. Lazarus just trying to get up with a quick play the ball. Morgan and Smith holding him down too long.
So Brisbane, an early penalty in the second half. It very nearly was a scrum for Parramatta to have the loose head and feed. Here they are now with 6 more tackles out on their 30-metre line. I'm just wondering what Wayne Bennett might have been saying to them at halftime, Gary.
Oh, I just imagine he would like to see their forwards hit the ball up a little bit more before the ball gets thrown around. The Parramatta backs have made almost as many tackles as the forwards.
Well, Raper's in trouble again here. There's been a head clash. He collides here with the head of Malcolm of Spence. So he's having a checkered day, Aaron Raper. He's either unconscious on the ground, in the dressing rooms being resuscitated, or scoring tries. This is a blood bin on Aaron Raper. Now, I think this breeze has picked up here during halftime. Gusting in excess of 40 kilometres per hour. As Langer drives it down. Maybon will be trapped in goal. Well, he thought it would be kind to him, but it wasn't.
The big improvement in Alan Langer's game this year has been his kicking. That's placed perfectly. Maybon hoping it'd go dead, but it didn't.